So, Starfire Eternal Cycle is an interesting take on a classic arcade side-scroller type of a game. It features roguelike elements and also an upgrading system that is easy to get into but actually has some depth to it as well. There is no exact release date for this game yet. It's scheduled for Q3 this year, but there is a demo out for it if you want to try it out yourself. I played it for roughly 3 hours now, and I think it plays overall really well. The gameplay is snappy, responsive, the movement is great as well. There is some good variety amongst the enemies and bosses. I do think the overall game is too easy. The enemies likes to just stand around looking at you or shoot projectiles that you have to dodge. The game is structured like an old school beat 'em up type of a game. You go from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen, and you go through numerous rooms in each area with a boss at the end and a few elite enemies along the way. After that, it's on to the next area and the same pattern repeats. What you get to choose when completing a room is the reward for the next room. So do you want more coin, more cores as one of the upgrading materials is called? Do you want to go to the shop? Do you want new equipment, or do you need to heal? You usually get to choose between 2 or 3 options, and it's a fairly standard formula for roguelite games these days. The full game will feature several weapons. I got to test out 2 of them. The kind of power fist that you start with, and then you have basically a Mega Man cannon that shoots fireballs or can be used like a flamethrower. They work fine, they are distinct enough, but as the enemies are kind of easy and don't really pose a threat to you, the gameplay also becomes a bit spammy. You can basically just spam your basic attack and mix in your 2 other attacks. You can save up one of your attacks to unleash an ultimate attack as well. It's really powerful and it's best used on bosses or elite enemies. The elite enemies that pose a bit more of a threat will challenge you a bit more, asking you to dodge a lot of their abilities while you deal some damage in between. The game is very generous in showing you all the hitboxes and everything, so it's a fairly easy game so far. But as the game has several areas, the first time you go through the game, you can only visit 2 of the areas, and that will end your run. When you start your next run, you can make the game a bit harder, get some bonuses, and then access the 3rd area. So you're basically starting over. And I think it will require like 5 completed playthroughs to complete the game, from what it looks like at least. The character progression and the building part on a run comes in 2 different types. You have the cores. They are represented by different elements and have different stat types attached to them. And you can find them in different tiers. And I think it goes from common, uncommon, rare, epic, and then legendary or something like that. If you have 3 of the same, you can combine them in the shop to get one of a better rarity, but the stats will obviously be randomized. And then you can have up to 10 of these cores equipped. You will have to buy additional slots back in the base between runs. In the base you can also enhance your max HP and a few others, or buy new weapons. So there is some meta progression, and a few failed runs isn't the end of the day. But then outside of just having 10 different cores equipped, if you have several of the same type, the effects will stack. So if you have 2 of the same element, 4 and 6, you will get additional bonuses and effects. The second part of enhancing your character is equipment. These you will pick up and will stay in your backpack, just adding stats and effects to your character. You'll also level up during a run, which will also leave you with 3 choices for enhancing your stats. So there is a lot of building for your character, and I found it quite easy to focus on one element or a few effects, as you get a lot of options and drops during a run. As the game isn't released yet, there is obviously going to be some tweaking. I do think the game is very unbalanced at the moment. The game is way too easy. You can blow through all of the enemies, all of the bosses quite easy. They don't pose any real threat if you just dodge their abilities. And if you focus on the right stats, your attacks become insane very quickly. So if they can get the tweaking of the difficulty right, I think this could be a really fun game at launch. I wonder about longevity and replayability after you complete the game once, but I think the overall structure, gameplay, sound and design is a nice mix and lends itself to some fun times. So check out Starfire Eternal Cycle if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!